Hello everyone, hello. Phil here, live on the stream, the first day of 5 straight days of double streams for this week. I'm very excited for all the stuff that I'm going to be doing this week, and apparently you guys are too, from what I can see, at least on my Twitter last night, which is pretty cool. So welcome everyone. Today is Monday, the 20th of August, 2018. I am Darkside Phil. I welcome you to the first of 2 gameplay streams for today, and what a day it's going to be. For those who missed out yesterday, I started my second run ever through Dark Souls 3. And this run is different from the first for a few reasons. Okay. The first is being because, mostly because I am playing the game legit. This is the final version of the game with all the updates, patches, and proper difficulty. If you guys remember when I first played Dark Souls 3 in 2016, I played it early by purchasing the game on the Japanese Microsoft Store and downloading it to my Xbox One early and playing the American/English version of the game. But apparently it was supposedly pre-patch, meaning they did patch the game later when it was released retail in the United States to make it the final version. And apparently people were saying there were some big key differences and stuff between what I played and the final version. So in that regard, I am playing the final version now, which is good. Rather than me playing some unfinished or you know, incomplete version, this should be the final correct version of the game, all right, which is a good thing. Oh, 1 second, everybody. Sorry. There's a FedEx truck outside, and I'm wondering if that's going to be my my PS4 Pro arriving. It is arriving today, which is pretty cool. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So, Dark Souls 3, you know, I started up yesterday. I only got to play it for between like 3.5 hours. I had a shorter stream yesterday because I was making a pot of Italian sauce. Today we're back on schedule. Normal length, all right. And we'll see how it goes. I'm having fun. I am enjoying replaying the game. What am I doing? I'm doing a strength style build, okay, and I am definitely looking forward to continuing with that. In fact, this time around, one of the key differences I'm going to do in this playthrough versus my first one is that I'm going to kill the giant tree boss early, so that way I can get boss weapons and use boss weapons during my playthrough. If you remember the original playthrough, I skipped the tree boss completely, and I didn't go back to him until the end of the game, so I really didn't have an opportunity to use boss weapons the entirety of the game, and it really held back, you know, my ability to play, you know what I mean? Like, I really could have had a better time, in my opinion, with the game if I had boss weapons. So, that being said, it should be a better run this time, I think. With boss weapons, strength build, so I can use the giant weapons in the game, which I almost never do. I almost never use, like, the ginormous weapons in the game. You know what I mean? So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And that's today's first stream. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, later tonight, I'm going to be playing Street Fighter V. For the first time as a serious session in a long time. I did play it a little bit on Friday during my Rage-a-thon, and even though I do not like this game, I seriously don't, I at least got the bug back for playing competitive Street Fighter a little bit. I was like, man, I'd maybe like to play this game again. So I'm playing Street Fighter V again tonight, and yesterday, for those who were not on stream yesterday, GL, longtime viewer and fan of mine who loves seeing me play fighting games, donated money for me to buy all the DLC characters of the game. So I did. I think the only one I don't have at this point is Guile, because he's a Season 1 character who I didn't pay for. So I don't have Guile, but I think I have everyone else in the game unlocked now. Now, tonight, more than likely, I probably will just be playing with Ryu again. What I'm going to try to do is just play a little bit more basics and learn the ins and outs of the game and get a little bit better with Ryu. And then, if I continue to play the game, which more than likely I will, I'll try other characters. I'll try messing around with some of these newer characters or whatever, okay? So, let's see what happens tonight. People have been clamoring for me to play Street Fighter V for a million years. I'm finally going to give it an honest shot tonight. We'll see how the session goes, alright? So yeah, finally those of you who are subs will be able to use your emotes. I know many of you use them during the classic Street Fighter streams I do, but you'll actually be able to use them during a modern Street Fighter game tonight, which will be pretty cool. All the Street Fighter Hadouken emotes and my Ryu emote and all of that will be in full effect. Alright. Okay. Tomorrow, guys, the premiere of the Shenmue collection. That's right, the Shenmue remastered, or whatever you want to call it, collection. I don't know exactly what they're calling it. I'll find out tomorrow or tonight, I guess, when I download it. It's releasing tonight, and I'll be playing it tomorrow on stream. Shenmue 1, okay? It should be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to check it out. I've never played Shenmue before, but I'm hearing more and more about this classic game that I missed out on back in the Dreamcast era, hearing that it is a great game and has a lot of elements that are similar to Yakuza, but in a lot of ways it's very different as well. And it just seems really interesting to me from what people have been telling me. So I actually cannot wait to jump into Yakuza, or excuse me, to jump into Shenmue tomorrow. Looking forward to it a lot, okay? Bobby Ling asked, am I playing Shenmue 2? Oh, I will eventually, don't get me wrong. It's just that there's no way I'm going to be playing 2 Shenmue games back-to-back. That would be ridiculous. I'll probably play the first game and then save the second game for more downtime or something in the future, okay? Then, tomorrow night, I'm returning to Scarface. Yeah, I know. What the hell? I'm returning to Scarface, ladies and gentlemen. And this will be a playthrough that was on hiatus for over 2 years. You guys brought it back for the Rageathon, and surprisingly enough, during the Rageathon, I did a successful distribution run that allowed me to buy one of the final 2 businesses in the game. So I only have one more business left to buy, and then I can get to the final mission of the game and beat the game. But the problem is 2 of my businesses got wrecked during this session on Friday, so I have to repair those businesses. So, you know, it's going to be a pain in the ass either way, but I'm going to do a session of this Tuesday night. Okay? And we'll see how that goes as well. And then Wednesday probably will either be more Shenmue or Dark Souls, depending on what people want. And then Wednesday night, I'm going to do a classic throwbacks Street Fighter session, where I'll attempt to play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and or Super Turbo as a fun session. And the rest of the week will be a balance. Shenmue, Dark Souls, Street Fighter 5, etc. Okay? So it should be a really great week of fun stuff. And it's funny because I kind of said this on Twitter last night. It's kind of, we went from famine to feast, because really there's not much going on in gaming right now. If you take a look at all the game releases, you got Shenmue this week and you got Fire Pro Wrestling World next week. It's really not until September that we actually hit new stuff, okay? Like big high-profile new games, for example, Spider-Man, right? That's going to be a huge one. So between now and September, you know, having that downtime, you know, it looked like we were going to be really slow, especially with the failure of We Happy Few being a terrible game, not running well at all on any platform. I was nervous, but now because I'm bringing back all the stuff that you guys want to see, it seems like we're going to have some pretty exciting streams moving forward the next couple of weeks, all right? So I'm excited. I hope that you guys are excited, and I want to say thank you to everyone for your support, okay? Pretty cool, and hopefully things go well. Fair enough? All right. So, a few things that I want to talk about, guys. First of all, I have a question for all of you. So, here's what happened last night. Last night, I uploaded my Dark Souls 3 videos to DSPGaming, okay? Well, guys, what you guys don't realize is that over the years that I always uploaded shorter videos to YouTube, it was for a reason. And, you know, one of the reasons was because I had always uploaded shorter videos. I was a YouTuber since, 2008, before you could even upload long videos. And so I just kept in line with that. Another reason was because it was more easy to monetize the videos when they were shorter and digestible. Having longer videos sometimes has issues with getting the right ads on them or whatever. But in general, all right, one of the major reasons why I always uploaded shorter videos to YouTube was because they have less problems. And what I mean by that is if I upload a 10-minute video to YouTube, chances are it's going to process and go live right away, and you can watch it immediately, no problems. When you upload longer videos to YouTube, and when I say longer, I mean roughly 30 minutes or longer, these videos have higher potential for problems. And what do you mean by that? I mean, for example, getting stuck in processing and never going live for whatever reason. Going live, but then having issues with audio, having issues with sync, or, and this is the more annoying one, never going HD for no reason whatsoever. You know, uploading a 40, 50-minute video, and the video just shows at like 360p quality. So, you watch it on a phone, it looks all right, but you try to watch it on anything else, and it looks like shit, right? And if that is the case, that is exactly what has happened last night. For those who don't know, I uploaded the premiere of Dark Souls 3. It's 4 videos. It was 4 videos, because remember, I took a few breaks for the sauce stirring, right? So I made 4 videos of it. And the very first video got caught in a processing error, and when it finally went live, it never went HD. So it's there and it's live, and people are watching it, but I got some complaints. People are saying, man, Phil, this video is only in 360p. It never went to HD. What the hell? And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not my fault. I upload all the videos in the same quality, the same format. YouTube decided to do 3 of them correctly, but part 1 of the Dark Souls 2-second run is in low quality. So what do I do, right? The question is, what do I do? Do I just leave it? Because here's the thing, you know, overnight, a significant amount of people already watched the video. It's already in a playlist. It's already in YouTube search. So if I were to delete that video, it would actually have a negative impact, because number 1, someone might go to watch the playthrough and, oh, the video is dead. What happened? Number 2, it may actually have a negative impact on my channel, because it's probably the most watched video I've had there all weekend, and now it gets deleted, and YouTube sees that as a negative. I know this from many years ago when I deleted a bunch of videos, and YouTube said, oh, you deleted a bunch of videos? That must mean that you did something wrong, and they punished me in search results for it, which is stupid as fuck, but that's what they do. Okay? So, what I'm considering is one of 2 things. Either, number 1, just leave it. Oh, well, it's in 360p, but just leave it because it's already live, and that way it won't screw anything up. Or number 2, today when I upload my new batch of Dark Souls 3 videos, delete part 1 from my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, and re-upload it in the hopes that it will go HD this time. And then, of course, have the other videos, the new videos from today go live, and just add them all to playlists at the same time. Okay? So, what do you guys think? Do you think I should just leave it as is and say it's not a big deal that part 1's in low quality? Or do you think that I should take the chance and delete the video later and re-upload it in higher quality? What do you guys think? Let's see what the stream chat has to say. Bottom line is probably the stream chat doesn't care because they watch on Twitch, right? But I'm just curious for your guys' input. Mega HD is my vote, says Dex Weapon. The Canada's in says, I think it's fine. Kids are too spoiled these days. Ornstein says, just leave it. Fuck it. Moo says, leave it. A lot of people say, I just don't care. A lot of people are just saying, just leave it. Luther Kudo says, upload it in higher quality. Most people are saying, just fucking leave it. Android says, re-upload. Alright, I'll have to think about this over the course of today's stream. The bottom line is, I didn't get too many complaints, but I know what's going to happen. If people go to watch and that video only shows in low quality, a lot of people might say, oh, the whole playthrough's in low quality, I'm not going to watch it, right? Which isn't the case. Every other video is fine. So I don't know. Eternal says, won't it eventually go HD? Apparently not. Apparently it's just sitting there in low quality and it's never going to go HD. That's the problem. And as I said, this is a problem, always been a problem with long videos on YouTube, which is why it's one of the major reasons I always uploaded shorter videos. They process quick, they almost never have issues. While long videos always have potential to hang and get stuck and not process properly, and then you end up with a low quality shit video. Annoying. Okay. Alright, so anyway, guys, there you go. Fun week ahead, and I'm looking forward to Dark Souls 3 and Street Fighter 5 today. I really am, okay? So, yes, today, supposedly my PS4 Pro is going to arrive. We're going to find out. If it does, great. I'll probably tonight, after all my streams, I'll probably set it up. I'll transfer all my stuff over to the PS4 Pro, and starting tomorrow, hopefully, you know, we'll have better performance. I'm curious if Dark Souls 3 runs better on the PS4 Pro than it does on the regular PS4. If so, that would be great, but I don't know if it does. I guess we'll find out, right? Shenmue, tomorrow I'll be playing Shenmue, so that'd be great if I'm playing Shenmue on PS4 Pro instead of regular PS4. Okay, now, as long as everything goes fine with this PS4 Pro, I actually have some good news in regards to something else as well, but I don't want to spoil, I don't want to jump the shark here. Alright, so I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but I just want to get the PS4 Pro here and settled in and working, and once that happens, then the next step, okay? So I'll let you guys know soon what's going on with that. And no, I'm not doing an unboxing video. There's no point. It's completely pointless to do an unboxing video. It's a 2-year-old console. It's not something new, okay? All right, so outside of that, I really don't have much else to talk about today. I'm just really pumped and excited for the coming week of streams. I do want to say thank you to everyone who recently has been very supportive on my streams. It is much appreciated when you guys are supportive, okay? And, you know, you guys have been really great, and it's very hard for me to try to come here and be like, oh, yeah, be more supportive when you guys are, in general, my streams do really good, okay? Attendance has been up this month, and, you know, and people are contributing and being nice, you know? So I can't really complain in that regard. So, yeah, you know, thank you, guys, for all of your support is really what I have to say there. You know, I made a video for YouTube last night, and once again, people misconstrued it and take it the wrong way. All right, the video I made for YouTube last night, for those who don't know, was basically just talking about YouTube performance. As you guys know, last month I lost all ad revenue. It was actually 1 month ago exactly. I lost all ad revenue on DSPGaming, and I lost it for 2.5 weeks until I finally was able to get it back. And now that it's back, it's terrible. It's like abysmal. It's less than half of what I was making beforehand. And it makes me nervous because I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my bills in another month or two if I'm making that much less money on YouTube. So I made a video about it on YouTube, explaining the situation, saying this is what's going on. I'm trying to be transparent with you guys. And a few ways you guys can help is, number one, if you could please turn off your ad blockers, because I know many of you probably watch my videos with ad blocker. I understand why, but I really need the help right now. And number two, you know, if you guys could go the extra mile, if you want to pledge to my Patreon or check out my merch or send a tip or whatever, you know, these things would all help. And of course, as usual, people turn that into a negative and say that Phil's a money-grubbing jerk and blah, blah, blah. Even though it's just, it's reality. I'm making a transparent video for you guys to let everyone know what's going on. And people got to insult and be dicks about it, right? It wasn't like I was angry at anyone in particular, because it's not. There's no one to be angry at. It's just a shit situation of a bunch of stuff kind of blowing up at once, and it sucks, but I want to get through this, just like I always have. I want to get through this, right? So, hopefully, things do go all right, you know, but I wanted to make a video about it, and of course, every time I do now, people just complain, and insult, instead of actually, you know, just listening to what I have to say, because I'm trying to be transparent. And the bottom line is, if I wasn't transparent, then people would complain. So it is what it is. The true fans understood the video. The true fans get it, and I appreciate that. So the thing is, guys, even though we're on stream and I'm telling you about this, understand you guys have been doing outstanding. You guys have been cheering, subbing, and tipping. You guys have been, you know, buying my merch. In particular, Teespring has been doing pretty good the past couple of weeks since I launched the 10th anniversary line of product. I've been getting sales every couple days. I've been making a sale, and things have been going good in that regard. So you guys are awesome. You cheer every day. You interact with me. It's awesome. I love this interaction and everything that we do. So I can't, you know, you guys are cool in that regard. I can't come here and say go higher, help more. I can't. I would actually feel like shit if I did that, because you guys already are going above and beyond. All right. So thank you for great streams. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the positivity. Let's keep it going. And like I've told you guys, the ultimate goal here is to make it so that my Twitch grows to such an extent, and I end up making enough profit on Twitch every month. It doesn't matter what I make on YouTube. If I have a good month on YouTube, great. That's just icing on the cake, right? But the goal here is to grow the Twitch. And I think right now what I'm doing this week, between playing games that you guys have wanted to see for a while, like Dark Souls 3 and Street Fighter 5 and Scarface, and playing a new release like Shenmue, I think this is the way that I can bring people back, okay? Or bring in new people too, right? So, all right. Thank you guys very much for your support. All right. That's it. Let's quickly do a plugs segment, and then I will give shout outs, because a lot of people here have been, you know, cheering and saying stuff, and I want to read your messages and everything and get interactive with you guys. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for 10 awesome years, and I mean that. You know, 10 years of my life, I've been able to do this on a daily basis. You know, 8 years of my life as of, well, I take that back, 7 years of my life already, and 8 years as of February next year. I'll be doing this for a living. I appreciate every moment of it. You guys are very awesome, supportive, even with all the negative shit, toxic kids out there who literally are only there to tear down because they can't do anything productive for themselves. You guys have stood by me, and I'm still here because of you and your support, and I appreciate that very, 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 very much, okay? So thank you. That's how I want to just start off. Now, if you love my live streams, you love my videos, you want to see them continue, please spread the word. Let everyone know how positive the streams are. Let people know my YouTube channel has changed for the better with longer videos and that everything is improving. I've come back to games that you guys have wanted to see, right? So please, please, please spread the word. That's number one, how you can help. But outside of that, how else can you help out? And can you go above and beyond in order to, you know, help support the content? Many ways. Allow me to explain. First, there's my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, where your monthly pledges will earn you personal perk rewards. In particular, if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon by the end of this month, which is coming up quickly here, we've only got another 11 days left, you'll be nominating and voting on indie games for an upcoming indie games marathon event in the fall. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? There's other perks as well. I don't want to go into long, massive detail. They're all outlined right there on my Patreon page. So please give it a look, and please consider pledging to my Patreon. If you do, thank you very much. If you already are a current pledgee, thank you very much as well. All right. There's my Teespring. Like I just mentioned, my new Teespring merch, which, by the way, guys, guess what? Today I'm actually wearing one of my Teespring shirts, the 10 Years of Darkside Phil shirt, which is available on my Teespring. This is the red design on white, but you can get many. You use a blue and a red, and it's available on a multitude of colors. If you're not into white shirts, you can get all kinds of colors and stuff, too, over on my Teespring, okay? I really love the quality of Teespring products. I've owned many of the shirts for over a year. I wear them frequently on stream, and they have never worn out, okay? Great quality stuff. If you get anything from my Teespring, I'm much appreciative of it, okay? So give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Thank you very much for that. And then, obviously, if you guys are here live on the stream and you want to get interactive with me, you want to get a shout-out during the stream. Well, if you either cheer, sub, or tip during the stream, you will get an interactive shout-out, all right? There's a few criteria to follow. Please try to be positive if you can. Do not be toxic or negative. Do not bring in negative influences or insults of myself or other people or other streamers. Don't bring in negative memes from other streamers either. You know, in general, what we're trying to do is have a fun, positive experience where everyone can hang out and feel chill and not like you're going to get into arguments or be attacked or whatever, especially if someone's trying to do a public shout-out to try to do something nasty or toxic, okay? It is at my discretion what I read on my stream, and I'm not obligated to read anything. So, for example, if you come in here with something political or religious that you know is going to stir the pot and get people all worked up, or if you come in with a ginormous paragraph that's going to derail the stream, or if you say something negative, no, I'm not going to read that on my stream. But in general, most people understand the criteria, and in general, we have a good time here on stream every day. So thank you to those who get it and make these streams a fun, positive experience every day. All right. Now, you want to go an extra mile and you want to actually try to get visual recognition for your contributions. You can do that as well by either cheering 50 bits or more in a single cheer, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the share button that appears after you sub, or tipping me $5 or more in a single tip. If you do any of those three things, then you will get an on-screen thank you animation to play as well, which is pretty damned awesome, right? Okay, you can also try to get up on the leaderboard. As you guys can see, we have 2 leaderboards going. First of all, at the top of the stream chat, there's the cheering leaderboard. And it has reset because it resets every Sunday night. So we're starting a brand new week here of Twitch, you know, cheer tracking. A great opportunity for you guys here to get up on the cheers leaderboard. Hold on. Wanted to take a sip of my seltzer water here. Yeah, great opportunity to get noticed. So anyone who cheers, you know, if you make it to the top 10, you'll be showing up on that leaderboard. I'll probably read that leaderboard when we finish pre-stream today, okay? In addition, as you can see at the top of the stream itself on the video, we've got stream stats. These are stats that I will update periodically during the course of today, including total subs, the top cheerer and top tipper, as well as the death count. You know, this is Dark Souls, so we're going to do a death counter, of course. We've got 11 deaths so far. Not too shabby, although hopefully I would do better, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how many deaths I actually have by the end of the playthrough. So, if you are either the current top cheerer or top tipper, I will get your name up there to give you credit where credit is due. It'll be cool because you'll get recognition during the entirety of the playthrough, okay? Well, the entirety of the stream is what I should have said, excuse me. If you subscribe to the channel, guys, you get lots of benefits. In particular, right now, for those of you who are going to be attending my Street Fighter streams, whether it's Street Fighter 5 tonight or Classic Street Fighter later this week, now is a great opportunity to sub because all of my emotes are available there, and some of the emotes there are the Hadouken Fireball, as well as me looking like Ryu. So this is very pertinent, because guess what? I'm using Ryu in Street Fighter 5. I mean, talk about pertinent, right? So there you go, guys. There you go. Hopefully, you guys would consider subscribing to the channel. Not only do you get access to those fun emotes, you also don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. And typically, I would run ads 1 to 2 times a stream. And in addition to that, you also get a cool chat crown badge showing how long of a supporter you've been. Some people are actually coming up on their 2-year anniversary, which is going to be awesome. For the first time ever, we're going to see the diamond crowns in the stream chat. Okay, pretty neat. So thank you guys. Please consider subbing. It helps the channel. It gives you cool stuff. All right, and last but not least, if you would like to consider tipping me during today's stream, there's 2 ways that you can tip me. First way is actually to look below the stream. You may see a button that says tip jar. Click on that button. It takes you to the tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name and a message, depending on what you'd like to do. All right, totally up to you, your discretion. Or if you don't see that tip jar button, you may be on a mobile version of the site. That's fine. Instead, you can just type !tip into the stream chat, and it'll bring up a link that you can click on, and you can tip me via the page that way. Okay? Thank you guys for all of your contributions. It is much appreciated. Let's have an awesome stream today. Okay? And now, without further ado, let's get to the shout-outs. Sound good? Let's get to shout-outs before we begin. What is going on here? Gotta scroll all the way down. Okay, here we go. First of all, special shout-out to 2 people who actually contributed overnight when I wasn't even live streaming. We had Infinite55 who did a 100-bit cheer. We also had Golden Colts who did a 25-bit cheer. So thank you to both of you gentlemen for your contributions. Now, let's begin with people who have contributed during the stream. First, we start off with Tandemounter, who did a 50-bit cheer. That would get Tandemounter right up there as the top cheerer for the day. Let's go ahead and get him up there. Thank you, Tandemounter, for that cheer. Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I just want to confirm that this is real because there were some issues. Okay. Hold on a second. All right, it looks legit. So what I was doing, guys, I wanted to check and make sure because this is basically someone gave me a really generous tip, okay? But it wasn't showing up immediately in my PayPal, and I was like, uh-oh, I wonder why. Could this be someone found a way to troll and game the system to looks like they did a big tip they didn't? No, this is legit. Ladies and gentlemen, someone tipped me $300. Thank you. Wow, that is incredibly generous. So whoever that was, I don't know who you are. Thank you very, 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 very much for an incredibly generous tip right off the bat. I mean, we didn't even start yet with anything, and someone was really, really nice, okay? So thank you very much, guys. Well, whoever that was, thank you very much in particular, okay? So, the name they used was Khalifatul Sultan, which is a really long name, and I'm thinking maybe I'll shorten that. Let's see. And they tipped me $300 and said, the only person you should ever compete with is yourself. You can't hope for a fairer match. And that's a quote from Todd Ruthman. Whew. All right. Well, thank you. Wow. Like I said, that kind of threw me for a loop because I saw it earlier and it immediately didn't show up right away. And I was like, is this not legit? But apparently it is legit. I just checked my PayPal and now it is showing up. So, all right. Thank you very much to the person who, I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Khalifatul Sultan. That is very generous of you and much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me get that into a position here. Pretty awesome. Thanks. Okay. Let's continue. Floppy Donkey Sausage. Wow. I just can't get over this guy's name. He said, happy Monday, positive Phil. I'm looking forward to a week of streams oozing in positivity. Me too. I'm looking forward to a fun week of streams that people have been clamoring to see these games, you know, back for a while, and I'm very excited. So, very nice. Then he cheered again. He says, what part of Dark Souls 3 are you least looking forward to playing through? Honestly, in Dark Souls 3, there aren't that many super annoying parts, but in particular, I remember the swamp, when you first get there, is really fucking annoying because you move at like half speed. And if you remember, some of the enemies in the swamp are really fast, like goat people or whatever, that are dangerous as fuck. And if I remember correctly, later on you get an item that allows you to move through that swamp at full speed. And I just remember my first run exploring that swamp and finding a lot of good items. Like, I remember I was running around and looking for all the items in the swamp and enjoying myself. But then whenever I had to fight one of the goat people in this slow area, I was like, fuck, I'm fucking annoying as shit. In addition, the real part that really annoys me about Dark Souls 3 was in my first run, I played it on Xbox One. And there were just certain parts of the game, like the Pontiff Sullivan, or Suleiman, whatever his name is. That fight was so bad because it ran at an incredibly low frame rate at times, which basically would actually make my controls insanely delayed. And or it would drop my inputs completely because the game was running like molasses. And I'm hoping that it will run much better this time around. First of all, because I am playing it on PS4. And second of all, because as of tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be playing it on PS4 Pro. So hopefully the game will run much better and I won't have those issues. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I am hoping that will not be an issue this time around. That you know, because I'm not playing it on fucking Xbox One, that the game will actually run at something manageable and it won't kill me in these areas. All right. Sound good? All right. Shout out to Eternal Napalm, who cheered and said, CNBC is reporting that according to financial analysts, Battlefield 5 is headed for a major disappointment this fall. Pre-orders are very low and 85% behind Call of Duty. What happened to this prominent franchise? Two things happened. Number one, Battlefield 5 is set in old school times again. Now, we just had Battlefield 1 followed by Call of Duty World War II, and you can only do so much of that before people get bored, and I think Battlefield 5 being a more old school shooter, right? Isn't that what it is? It is old school. It's not modern. It's supposed to be like an old school shooter. I get the feeling people are tired of that. That's number one. Number two, you've got the whole mainstream controversy of them making a campaign with a female protagonist during a historical war and people calling them out, all right, and basically the game developer saying, well, fuck you. Like, literally, that's what the game developer said. They're like, well, fuck you. We do what we want, and you better just understand this is the SJW era, so you're not going to get historical accuracy. You're just going to get a game made however we want, and you better like it. And I think a lot of people get turned off by that. A lot of people see that as, like, abrasive to the gaming community. You know, the gaming community comes out with a valid criticism. You're going to make a game with a campaign that's supposed to be in a historical era, but you're making a female protagonist when females weren't even in the military armed forces at that point. So how can you say this is legit? And then the game developer says, well, fuck you, it's SJW revisionist history, and we'll do whatever we want. And people are like, well, then fuck you, we won't buy your game. Right? So there you go. You know, I think that's part of it. Definitely part of it. And yeah, I mean, 85% below Call of Duty pre-orders. I would like to know historically what is the historical performance of Battlefield. Is Battlefield always behind Call of Duty? You know, because that could be an inflated number. It could be, oh, they're 85% below Call of Duty, but typically they're 50% below anyway, and really it's not that much of a huge difference. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's because of E3 this year, they didn't have a bunch of celebrities and rappers play their game, like they did with Battlefield 1 2 years ago in 2016. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a financial analyst, and I certainly wouldn't know all the reasons, but I think I just cited a few of them. Okay? All right. Shout out to Floppy Donkey Sausage, who cheered again and says, where's a good place to take a gamer girl on a first date? I wouldn't know. You're asking a 36-year-old man about, you know, if I'm assuming you're younger. You know, I'm assuming with a name like Floppy Donkey Sausage, you're not a very mature adult, and you're probably asking how to take a girl on a date. I have no idea. You'd have to ask someone much younger and much more hip. Because if I told you somewhere to take her, you'd probably be bored. So there you go. Android cheered and says, after watching your video last night, I think you should go back to shorter videos. I prefer the longer videos, but I care about not losing you from the internet more. Do what you need to do to survive. Your true fans will understand. Well, yeah, this is a tough situation for me because I actively decided, right, to make a positive change, right, a very positive change to my content. I wanted to make my videos longer. This is what people have asked for for years and years, they said, Phil, make your videos longer. We don't sub to your channel because you spam us with short videos every day. But I kind of explained to people over the years, this is what I have to do to keep stuff afloat, right? Because, you know, in regards to my channel, it's very different. You know, a person who plays a game and edits one edited video a day and puts it up on their channel is very different than a raw playthrough guy like me who just, you know, uploads the raw playthrough. And, you know, to keep stuff afloat, I've had to do multiple videos. So finally, with this whole debacle this past month, not having ad revenue, I said, well, this would be an element, or catalyst is the word, a catalyst for change. Let me just make the longer videos. And now it seems like, sadly, it ain't really working out. You know, it's hurting me more than it's helping anything. I mean, yes, have I gotten more subs? Yeah, I got several hundred new subs on DSPGaming over the past week and a half that I've been doing the longer videos. That's a cool thing. I'd like to see that keep growing. I think I will continue to get more subs over the hardcore gaming season, which is good. But at the same time, if it's equating to the fact that I'm making less than half as much as I used to on the channel, right? So, you know, will it eventually even out? Maybe with more people naturally coming into the channel, watching the raw stuff, subbing and watching everything because they're not afraid of inbox spam, and just in general being more positive about the channel, then maybe eventually it'll even out. But at what cost? Do I have to wait 1 to 2 years for that to happen? And how am I going to pay my bills in that time frame? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of factors involved. I certainly am not going to make a knee-jerk reaction and change things right away, because especially with the hardcore gaming season coming out, I would like to see if maybe things will turn around or get better. But at the same time, I am worried, very much worried, and that's why I made that video and asked people who watch my videos on YouTube, hey, if you guys can go the extra mile, pledge to my Patreon, you know, buy something from Teespring, turn off your ad block, etc., those things would all help, okay? All right. Shout out to, let's see here. Sias Vise cheered and says, what's your opinion on Nintendo's war against ROM sites? I think it's hypocritical considering Nintendo were found to have resold ROMs they found online for the NES and SNES Classic, and they don't even have any virtual console on Switch for people to buy these games legally. The bottom line is, Nintendo has every legal right to do it. So legally you can't ever say, oh, you know, Nintendo, how dare they crack down on ROM sites for people playing their game. You can't, because legally they have the right to do whatever they want with their own copywritten, trademarked content. However, there's letter of the law versus spirit of the law, and there's a morality concern. And I hate to say it, I don't know, Sias Vise, if you're aware of this, Nintendo really doesn't give a shit about that stuff. Basically, they always stand on their legal laurels and say, well, we do whatever we want because we're Nintendo, and our stuff is our stuff, and we don't care about gamer culture, and we don't care about any of these concerns. Basically, we just want to make a buck, period. I mean, another case that's very similar to this is the fact that Nintendo is the only publisher on the entire world that will claim 100% of gameplay videos made of their first-party content. Nintendo will claim every single video on YouTube that you ever make of Mario, that you ever make of Zelda, that you ever make of Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, any first-party content, they claim 100% of it and take all of your ad revenue. Even though you might have done an edited review, a game review that's completely covered under fair use, they still claim it anyway. They don't care. And basically their attitude is, well, if you don't like it, take us to court. That's insane. Like, that's completely anti-gamer. That's completely anti-culture of the gamer culture that's been online, social media, YouTube, Twitch. They're completely against that. And it's ridiculous in that regard. But they do it anyway. So, you know, them cracking down on ROM sites is just another example of them basically being in a mindset where it's our stuff, we own it legally, we're in the right, you're in the wrong, and if you don't care, too bad. You know, we don't care. We're in the business of making content that's going to make money, and we don't want other people using it for any other purpose besides making us money. And that's kind of their attitude. So, is it hypocritical that they used ROMs to make the SNES and NES Classic? Of course, but they don't care because they're Nintendo. They actually feel they're above reproach. Like, it took them years and years of bad performance of the Wii U to finally publicly admit that they had failed with the Wii U and they needed to do something else. But they stuck with that thing for like 4 or 5 fucking years before they finally admitted the thing sucks and they needed to make a new console. Okay, let's continue. AES cheered, 50 bits. He says, are there games with average gameplay mechanics that you believe are undeservedly held on a pedestal? A couple of examples that come to mind are The Last of Us and Yakuza. quite frankly, I don't think The Last of Us is held up in high regard for its gameplay. I think it's the graphics and the story are very riveting. The voice work is outstanding in that game. You know, it really feels like real actors. And not to say the gameplay is bad, you know, but it's certainly not groundbreaking, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say there are games that it's total package that puts the game over, not necessarily gameplay mechanics. There are some games that are like that, okay? Excuse me. So I would agree with you. Yakuza, I don't know. Like, Yakuza is fun because not only do you have kind of silly combat mechanics that, yes, they evolve over the course of the game, but you're absolutely right. In general, the combat of Yakuza isn't the most complex, all right? But the game does have an insane amount of content. Every single Yakuza game you buy, you know you're going to get a ton of gameplay out of it. Whether it's just going through the main storylines, which are quite long, or then doing all the side content and the variety of the side content in the game as well. But I do agree. There are games that are kind of a total package versus just gameplay, and the gameplay could be lacking, but people like it for other reasons. Okay? Lollipop cheered and says, I noticed that when you say you won't do or play something ever again, you sometimes come back to it after some time, and I can understand because bullshit always keeps hitting you and you hope everything will be okay. Yeah, I mean, what I've done recently is I've kind of mellowed out, you know. It's like I told you guys, a couple years ago, my life wasn't so great. I was in a really bad, stressful position in my life, my personal life, and I would come to the streams as a way to escape the negativity behind the scenes. I would like to stream because I would be able to play games and have fun and not have to worry about all the shit behind the scenes, right? Now it's kind of not like that anymore. Now I have a really good life behind the scenes, you know. I'm living with Kat here and we have a life together and we spend time together and do fun stuff. We have hobbies and stuff behind the scenes that we enjoy doing, and the more time I get to spend with her, the better, you know. So it's not like that. But the bottom line was, a couple years ago, there was a lot of, if you look at the history, there's a lot of games I quit in a short amount of time, right? Street Fighter V was one, Persona 3 was one, and Scarface was one. Now, not to say that I didn't quit them for good reason. All those games were incredibly rage-inducing, and I didn't like certain aspects of them to the point where I quit them for a reason. It wasn't that, oh, just a reaction out of nowhere. But when I was coming to stream, this was supposed to be my positive escape, right? And when I was coming to stream and getting tortured by certain fucking games, it would just piss me off to the point where I wouldn't want to play them anymore. Okay? It would just kill me. It was basically holding me back and making me feel like I would come to stream and it wasn't fun anymore, right? And that's what sucks, is the fact that basically, how can I say this? I'm trying to say it in a way that makes sense. The reason that this works, guys, the reason that in particular, these streams now for the past year and a half have been so great has because of the positivity. People coming in and hanging out and having fun. We all laugh at the funny parts. You laugh at my rage, but we laugh together at cool parts of games too. And it's a really interactive, fun experience. And back then, it wasn't really even like that. It was kind of like, I need this stream to be an escape from real life, right? And now things are much better, and it's not like that anymore. But if I got to a situation where I was so stressed out with a game, why I wouldn't want to continue it. I was already stressed to my fucking limit outside of the streams, and now I'm going to be stressed when I'm on stream too. You see what I mean? So that's kind of the attitude I had, is if there was a situation where I was so stressed, I would kind of say, well, I can't do this anymore. And that happened with a few games. Now, it's funny because you look at other games like Dark Souls 3, right? Wasn't an easy game, but I actually enjoyed playing through that game in 2016. Regardless of the fact Champion Gundyr or whatever whooped my fucking ass. But you know what? I still persevered and beat him. I still beat the game, right? So it all depended on the situation. I felt that Dark Souls 3 was fair, while the other games, like Street Fighter V, I just felt was a piece of shit. The final boss of Persona 3 is RNG bullshit. It's not fair at all. And Scarface, the grinding at the end of Scarface really is boring garbage. But yeah, just because I say I'm done with this and I quit it at one point doesn't mean I will never go back to it. There have been many games I've now gone back to over the years to defeat, right? And in particular, this summer alone, we've seen me go back to Persona 3, right? Now I'm going back to Street Fighter V and Scarface. So, you know, it's never over. It's never, ever 100% over, especially if I keep the game save files, right? Then we can always go back, okay? Okay. Floppy Donkey Sausage Cheers says, does it help if your true fans turn off ad blocker? It just helps if everyone has ad blocker off. I mean, obviously on YouTube, you know, any money to be made on YouTube is made via ads, you know? So if you're watching my YouTube videos with ad blocker on, that's actually hurting me, you know? And that's always been like that. It's just that most YouTubers won't talk about that publicly for fear of public backlash that someone would say to turn off ad blocker for free content, right? Let's see. Hazama Taichu Cheers says, what kind of build are you doing in Dark Souls 3? Pyromancer, Mage, Quality Builder, Strength. Right now, the goal or the plan, excuse me, is a Strength build. The plan is to try to get some of these ginormous weapons in the game and hopefully be able to use them. Right now, I don't have any yet, but I'm early in the game. You know, like I said, today I'm hopefully going to tackle the tree boss and unlock boss weapons, and then maybe we'll be able to start using giant weapons in the game for silly effects and fun combat. I've really never done that. If you look at all my runs in Dark Souls, I've never really done a pure strength build. Usually I do a more well-balanced build. And then in Dark Souls 2, my second run, I did a dual wield build, which was also very different from what I would usually do. So I'm very excited to see how it would go with this strength build of, you know, giant weapons and shit. So Prince Cook, oh, what a name. He says, what is your overall opinion of ad block? I just got it like last week, but I always turn it off before your stream. Well, first of all, just so you know, ad block doesn't affect Twitch at all, apparently. Like, Twitch ads, when you do run them, apparently go through ad block anyway. So it doesn't even matter. And I only, like I said, I only run ads on Twitch, what, once or twice, and they make me, like, a couple bucks. So it actually is not a big deal. But it's YouTube. If you watch my videos on YouTube, okay, that's the huge deal. That, you know, you get to a situation where people are watching, you know, in some cases, hundreds, thousands of hours of content, and I don't make anything on it because they're running ad block, right? My feeling about ad block is mixed. I do feel that there are certain websites where ads are incredibly intrusive. I'll give you an example. There are some websites you're simply just trying to read a fucking news article, and there's 400 pop-up ads. Sometimes the ads pop up in front of the fucking news article you're trying to read. Now, wait a minute. Right? I'm just trying to fucking watch or read your article on your site, and you block the article with an ad. It's like, what the fuck is this? I don't want, it's so intrusive to me even using your site. I don't ever want to come back, right? That, in those cases, sure, I think ad block is warranted. But in general, if you're watching free content from a content creator who you know they make their living creating said content, I think that's a time that anyone who has, you know, any kind of moral judgment inside of them would say, well, I should watch the ad because this is how they make their living, and this ensures they'll be able to keep making the content that I like, right? Now, some exceptions to the rule would be if you become one of those YouTube premium users, so you're paying a flat rate every month to use YouTube, and that content creator gets revenue from that, then that's fine, right? Then don't watch the ads or whatever. But, you know, as long as if you are watching something for free on the internet, and you know that person makes a living via crowdfunding or ad revenue, and as long as you're accepting that revenue stream, then that's fine. But I don't feel that people should be using ad block watching YouTube videos on a content creator. I think that's messed up, okay? All right. DJ Luna Eclipse has resubbed for the 10th month in a row and says, damn, this art is awesome. I agree, and we should give a shout-out to Hermano Carl, who has done all this artwork for the pre-streams, his pencil work. He's done all of this. And he really likes doing it because he keeps submitting new stuff. And, you know, it's really making the streams look really cool and professional. I think what's going to happen is some people are going to come back to my streams for the first time in ages. You know, people who haven't been around for a while, they're going to come back for the hardcore gaming season, you know, all the new games. And they're going to say, holy shit, wow, these pre-streams and everything look great. Look at all this artwork. It's really cool, right? So, yeah, shout out to Hermano Carl for all the stuff he's contributed. Much appreciated. AES cheered. He says, prior to the Rage-a-thon, you mentioned that it would be unlikely for you to jump back into games like Street Fighter V and Scarface. What changed? A couple things. Number one, we're in a situation where there's really nothing going on for the rest of the summer besides maybe 1 or 2 releases, and I need something to get this channel attention before we get to the big new games that undoubtedly will bring people in. I can't just have a slow or dead channel for multiple weeks, especially when I'm not barely making any money on YouTube. So I needed to do something to get people back. That's number one. Number two, after replaying these games during the Rage-a-thon, I kind of softened up a little bit and realized they weren't so bad, you know. Street Fighter V I don't like, but it's not the worst game ever, okay? Scarface had caused me rage the last 2 times I played it, but this time I actually had a productive session where I did a drug run with relatively no problems. So that's what I mean, like, they kind of, it ended up being better than I expected. And you know what? I'll be honest with you guys, a major part of that may be, like I said, things are different now. I'm not as stressed as I used to be. I'm not being in a negative mindset anymore. So I was much more open-minded going into these again, and ended up, you know, doing good versus being completely negative and nasty about them and not giving them a chance. So I think that's kind of what happened. Momo Goon cheers says, pick it up, Groove. Thank you for the cheer. Size Vice cheered again and said, any chance of you playing Overwatch again? They have some new characters and updates since you last played. I mean, probably not. I'm not, let me put it this way. Again, I'll be open-minded. I'm not going to completely rule it out and say never, but the chances of me getting back into that after such an extended period of time, excuse me, you know, is extended period of time where I haven't played the game. I don't even know the new characters. I know for a fact the game has a ton of maps, because the other day Kat was playing, and I was watching her play with the new character, the hamster, whatever his name is, Wrecking Ball, I guess. And I was like, she's on 3 different maps, and I had never seen them. I was like, what is this? Like, oh my god, you know. I wouldn't know, if I started playing this again, I wouldn't know the first thing about what to do, because I don't even know the maps anymore. So, I'm not saying Overwatch is a bad game, I'm just saying it's a game that I played the hell out of when it was new, and I actually played it until a point where people really weren't interested in it anymore, and that's when I stopped playing it. And I don't know if going back to it at any point would be something people would want to see. Okay. Momo Goon Cheers says, have I ever tried Flonase? It's over the counter now, and there's a generic to help me with my nose. I have. However, a couple things. Number one, Flonase is very expensive. And even the generics are very expensive, okay? I know that for a fact because I looked into it when I had bad allergies last year. I went out looking for allergy meds, and Flonase was like one of the most expensive ones there was, okay? Number two, it's not allergies that make me do things with my nose or whatever. It's actually post-nasal drip, which is a chronic condition that you cannot fix. And even though I could do things, like if I have a bad day, I could take a decongestant, it'll help a little. It doesn't cure the problem, and it's very temporary, too. So, even though you recommend, I understand maybe you hear me like that, going like that, or every once in a while trying to clear my throat or snorting or whatever, and I know it's gross. It's because I have a medical condition that cannot be cured, and I've tried many different things to help over the year. Remember, 10 years I've been making videos, guys. I've tried different things, various things. Nothing works. So, instead of dumping a ton of money into buying, you know, Flonase for 20 bucks for a bottle, I basically just tough through it. And I know it sucks, but it is what it is. Prince Cuck Charity says, what hero did you like most in Warcraft 3? I can picture you being a godlike blade master. No, if I remember correctly, I used the dwarf. Who was the dwarven hero? I remember using a dwarven hero a lot, because I remember he had a hammer that was area of effect, and it would ground pound and, like, stun entire groups of enemies. And I remember doing that a lot, but that was a million years ago. I don't remember Warcraft 3 that well, you know. Well, I did nothing wrong. Cheered. And it's the top cheer of the day. However, it is kind of an intrusive question, but since I'm in a good mood, I think I will answer it. Alright, hold on. Oops, that was incorrect. It's a 100-bit cheer, not a 1,000-bit cheer. What happened there? So, thank you to I Did Nothing Wrong. He asked the following. Okay, he says, hold on, let me get this centered. Oh, son of a bitch. Now I clicked off of it. Okay, there we go. Okay, he says, you gave your viewers and fans the exact amount you were making from ads on KO Gaming, but when it comes to DSPGaming, it's vague fractions and percentages. Why? It's very simple. I did nothing wrong. It's because people micromanage everything I say. They data dig into it to try to figure out things like how much money does Phil make and shit, which it has no impact on anything. I could make $1 million and I could make $10, but when I tell you things like, oh, I'm tight on money because I'm in a ton of debt and, you know, I'm stuck with a fucking house in Connecticut that's under, you know, has no equity at all, and, you know, all these things are happening that are terrible that are affecting my income, that's the truth. It doesn't even matter how much money I make. It's a completely worthless number, because the fact is that what I make immediately goes out to bills. Every month I'm bringing in a certain amount of money, and then immediately it goes out and pays the bills, and then I don't have money again. See what I mean? That's the situation. But people will, if I said, I make this much a day on DSPGaming, they would get their fucking ratios out. So he makes this much a month on YouTube, this month a month on Twitch, this month on Patreon. He probably makes this much on on Teespring, and we suspect that he's got other revenue streams he doesn't tell us about, like partnerships and things behind the scenes. So we estimate that Phil makes $70,000 a month. You know, some ludicrous number. Which doesn't even matter. Even if I did make $70,000 a month, which, by the way, I never have. That's insanity. I never... That's crazy. That's you know, ginormous YouTuber numbers. It doesn't matter. Because the bottom line is, all the money I make immediately goes out. There's no net profit. And that's the problem with me right now. Okay? So there you go. But, no, I'm not going to give you all the specifics of everything. Okay? Oh my god, Third Eye the Third typed a giant paragraph, which I asked people not to do. No. Alright guys, hold on a second here. I gotta read this giant paragraph to see what he said, and then I gotta determine if I'm gonna read it or not, okay? Alright. Alright, so basically what Third Eye the Third said is, if YouTube revenue really is so bad, do you think that if people disable ad block that it will help? Or do you think that things such as if I became a full-time streamer and I used automated elements, like for example, an automated cheer board, tips board, text-to-speech, so when people cheer or tip, it says something automatically on my stream verbally, do you think that would help? No. And the bottom line is I can't do that stuff. Because if I did automated stuff, I'd be banned from Twitch probably immediately. Because people troll. People would immediately start using names. Like, I'll give you an example. Right now, someone cheered with a racist name. And if that was automated and got up on my stream, I could be held accountable by Twitch. If I had text-to-speech, undoubtedly people would be trying to find ways around filters and stuff. And basically trying to say racist stuff. Okay? So there's no way. I can't do it. I could never use automated means, period. That's why everything is manual here. It has to be. And you just have to accept that, all right? The streamers you're probably watching are people who don't get trolled as much as me. It's a different situation. I've never been in that situation, okay? I would love it. I would love it if I could just have positive viewers every day. Sadly, we get a big troll element here, and I just got to deal with it, okay? All right, Kate cheered. She said, Happy Taco Monday. Also, is it true you were playing Scarface because I thought you hated that game? Yep, playing it tomorrow night. Well, we had some, like I said, wow, we had some racist cheers. Thank God. Again, imagine if I had it automated and you guys would have, you know, would have seen that stuff. So thank God I don't. Ruby Atomic cheers. He says, it's not like subbing to Patreon is asking too much. $1 could go a long way. Would that be true? Yeah, I mean, people don't realize that, again, I've said this many times. The people who are the most successful with crowdfunded things, it's not because one or two people stepped up and gave a ton of money. It's because they have a wide viewer base or a wide fan base and everyone gives a little, you know? If I had thousands of people pledging to my Patreon $1 a month, it would be amazing. It would actually, like, turn things around completely for me. And how many people can afford $1 a month? A lot, you know? Even at the times of my life when I was at my poorest, I could probably still afford $1 a month to ensure that someone who I watch free content on a daily basis still is able to make that content, right? That's really what Patreon is about. Crowdfunding and having everyone work together for a successful end goal, right? So yeah, even if you guys, I can't afford to sub to Phil's channel and I can't do anything, but can you do $1 a month? Then go sub to Patreon. That helps, you know? It helps. It really does, okay? Philly Jake 94, subscribe to the channel for the 21st month in a row. Thank you very much, Philly Jake. I appreciate the 21 months of support. And you are coming up on your 2-year anniversary. I'm very excited to see people start hit that, okay? Let's see here. And of course, then you get negative jerk in the stream chat. No one owes you anything, Phil. No one owes you anything. I didn't say anyone owed me anything. I didn't say that, and you're a negative jerk, and goodbye. Take Das Boot on your ass. Kate just cheered and said, when do you think The Last of Us 2 is coming out? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. And I honestly am not in too much of a hurry either. I'd just rather it be good, okay? Marcus Daily Productions cheers says, would getting rid of the condo in Connecticut allow you to not worry about YouTube revenue? No. for various reasons. Number one, because the only way to get rid of the condo in Connecticut would be to just stop paying it and have people foreclose on it, which would ruin my credit for 7 to 10 years. It would tank all my other credit, so all my other credit accounts would probably get closed, which would screw me over. And or interest rates on things like my credit cards would skyrocket and just make things even more expensive for me. And in reality, no, not paying a certain mortgage would not make up enough revenue to make up for completely lost revenue from YouTube. So, no. Well, someone did a 100-bit cheer whose name is something I doubt I can even read on Twitch, but I will go ahead and read their message. And they say, do you make more from a YouTuber watching ads or a YouTube premium viewer? I have no idea. That's a great question. And one of the major problems with YouTube is that they are not transparent in their data. Like, they won't tell you. They'll tell you, oh, don't worry, if someone becomes a YouTube premium viewer, you know, you'll make money when they watch your videos. But they don't tell you how much. And even in YouTube Analytics, which I have, I could break down, oh, here's the revenue I made on a certain video. It will break it down. It'll say, here's ad revenue, and here's the money you made from someone on a YouTube premium view. But there's no way to actually figure it out because guess what? Ad revenue is inconsistent. One ad that someone has could make a fraction of a cent, while another one is a video ad that makes way more. So there's no way to tell. There's no averages. There's no data on this. I wish I could tell you, oh, if you become a YouTube premium user, it helps me out more. I have no clue. What I could tell you is this. If you become a YouTube premium user, it helps you out more because you don't have to watch any ads on any videos. That's tremendous, right? And I know I do get something out of it. So if anything, if you're a YouTube viewer of mine and you hate the ads, become a YouTube premium subscriber. And it will help me out. How much, I have no idea, but it will help me out. Okay? Okay. Floppy Donkey Sausage asked me something to try to purposely get me in trouble, and I'm not going to read it. And Floppy Donkey Sausage, you know better, and if you've actually been pretty nice, but if you continue on with that, I'm going to ban you from the chat. So I'm not going to, you know, stop it. You know better than that, okay? AES Charity says, do you prefer the Smash game for the Switch in its current state, or would you have preferred a completely new Smash? Well, Smash for the Switch coming up really is a new game, but I agree, it's kind of like a dream match. It reminds me of like, it kind of reminds me of like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which was a game that took all sprites from all of Capcom's existing fighting games and threw it into one mashup game. And so some characters were great and some characters were a waste of time and never competitively good. And yeah, Smash basically looks like let's take every character from every game that's ever been in Smash, right? And put it all in one game with all the backgrounds and everything. And for some people, that's ultimate fan service. They'll love it. And for some people who are looking for new stuff, they may be disappointed. Although, you know, it should be said, we've got more new characters coming out. We've got Ridley. We've got Simon Belmont. We've got, what was his name? K. Cruel or whatever his name is. K. Cruel from Donkey Kong Country. There will be new characters, just that it seems like there won't be as many as there have been typically in Smash games previously. I don't know. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm not a ginormous fan. You know, I'm not a ginormous fan of the Smash series. I like it. I'm not in love with it. I don't hold it up to a competitive standard like a lot of people do. You know what I mean? So yeah, there you go. There you have it. I did nothing wrong, shoot again. He says, spread the word, Phil's changed. He's no longer the guy that spams short, unedited videos. They're much longer now. Turn off ad block while watching his Twitch. Well, no, I don't care. Like I said, apparently, if I'm to understand it correctly, I could be wrong here. But I don't think the ad block works on Twitch anyway. I don't think it does. I think that actually ad block only works for websites like YouTube. I don't think it does anything for Twitch. But I don't rely on any ad revenue here on Twitch at all. Like, the ad revenue I make on here is so negligible, I don't care. I'll run 1 to 2 ad breaks tops a stream, and that's all, you know. For me, it's all about, you know, you guys' other methods of support, so. Science Vice Cheers says, funny thing is that adblock is heavily promoted on Google Chrome, and I even get ads on YouTube videos promoting it. Oh, I know. My dad actually told me that. It was hilarious. The other day, he was telling me he went to YouTube for something, and he actually got an advertising ad block on fucking YouTube. He's like, isn't that counterproductive? I was like, yeah, but they're not very smart. Momogoon just shoot again says, I'm a pharmacy tech. Flonase isn't that expensive anymore. It's $5 generic. Flonase is actually a steroid that will help build up that strength to treat that condition. $5, what do you have to do? Flonase, dude, I'm all right. Maybe recently the price dipped tremendously, but last year I think it was March or April. No, actually I take that back. It was May or June of last year. So only roughly a year ago, I went to my local supermarket because I was having really bad nose problems, and the Flonase was like $17 for a little bottle. So I don't know where you live. Maybe where you live it's really cheap. Here it's not, at least as of a year ago. Maybe if I check again, maybe the prices have dipped, but from what I saw, it was not cheap. Even the generic, I believe there was a generic, and it was like $15. Like, it just wasn't cheap. Plus, by the way, that's stuff you're not supposed to use all the time. At all. You're not supposed to use it all the time. It's a steroid. If you use it, the more you use it, you're not supposed to do that. So, alright, T-Dubs subscribed to the channel and then cheered and said, I wanted to subscribe like I had promised you last month. Thank you, T-Dubs, for the support. I appreciate it. Saya's Vice cheered again. He says, what's your stance on fake purging in the stream chat when people type message deleted to make it seem like they were banned? A lot of streamers are clamping down on it in their rules. As if new people come in, it looks like everyone's getting banned. Listen, people mess around. People, you know, they joke around. And it's okay if every once in a while someone wants to do it. Alright? I'm not against it. But if it becomes an ongoing thing, alright, where it's like so prominently happening constantly, and it just becomes spam, then honestly, I don't need to make a rule for it. It's spam. You know what I mean? Like, spam is already not allowed in this channel. So if people come in spamming something over and over, they're going to get moderated. So, you know, use it at your own discretion. If there's a time you think it's funny, okay. But please don't use it overly to the point where it becomes obtrusive to other people trying to use the chat, and or it becomes spamish. Then you're going to get moderated for it, okay? All right. Hazama Taichu cheered says, can you recommend good games for either the PS2, the 360, or any other platform? I'm running out of good games to play. Well, I certainly cannot sit here and list good games. It would take me forever. But good franchises on the 360, definitely Mass Effect. 360 actually had a lot of good RPGs. Like, it had Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon. Those are some really good games in my opinion. Infinite Undiscovery was pretty good. Tales of Vesperia, which is getting a remake soon. PS2, I can't answer your question because guess what? I skipped the whole PS2 era. Most of the PS2 games that I've played on YouTube, I played them for the first time because I didn't own any of them because I was in a fighting game mode back then. I didn't care about console games, so. And then we had another troll who got banned, so there you go. Amos Bro did a 130-bit cheer, and he's the top cheerer for today. Let's get him up on the leaderboard, and then we'll read his message. By the way, guys, we're almost done with pre-stream, just so you guys know. It's taken a while because a lot of cheer support, and thank you guys for it. But we will start with gameplay in just a moment here. No worries. 130-bit cheer. Oops, I got a double parentheses there. Okay, so thank you to Amos Bro, and Amos Bro says the following. I know your views on people getting games early for reviews, and I respect that. Actually, I'm okay with them getting early for reviews. I'm not okay with people getting these games early and then doing early playthroughs 2 weeks before everyone and getting priority special treatment from the fucking game publishers and shit. That's just what really irks me. Although I do admit when people get these games early for reviews and sometimes they're irresponsible with those reviews, that does piss me off too. But anyway, it says, what are your thoughts on people pre-ordering digitally and getting the game a day early? I got Shenmue on my PS4 right now for pre-ordering. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I did notice some game publishers or distributors are doing this. If you pre-order, sometimes you can get the game early. Another way is if you're like one of those EA services, is it EA Access, where you can actually get the game a week early, but you can't play it like more than 8 hours or something. Like there's weird restrictions. Like, oh, play the game a week early, but you only play 8 hours, then it schlocks until the game officially releases or something. It's kind of weird. I really haven't formulated any opinion on it yet because it's not a prominent thing. It's not like it's become a predominant thing where it happens all the time. So I don't know if it's happened enough to really affect anything. I am a staunch believer that everyone should get games at exactly the same time. No one should get preferential treatment, period. Everyone should just get it on the same date, same time, and be able to play it, you know what I mean, together. Rather than, oh, this guy got it 2 weeks early, this guy got it a week early to do a review, then this guy got it 3 days early and got me extra money. And then finally all those normal plebs, right? We're not special enough to get games early, so we get treated with disrespect, and we just get it at the normal day. You know, but the thing is, it's big business now. Gaming has become big business. Twitch streaming has become big business. YouTubing has become big business. And whenever it does, you have these ridiculous practices that turn it into a commercialized thing instead of just about being for fun. And that's when this shit happens, you know? Shout out to Third Eye the Third again. Let's see what he says here. Hold on. Oh. Third Eye the Third actually says, he noticed I actually never, ever ask for follows on Twitch. And he says that maybe throughout the stream I should mention that. That's absolutely true. I don't think have I ever asked for anyone to follow me on Twitch? I don't think I ever have. And quite frankly, I actually do pretty good with follows. Like my follows are consistently good on Twitch. So maybe, I don't know. It just doesn't, for me, it never comes to mind. Just like on YouTube, I almost never say, oh, please subscribe. Like, I almost never say that. I just feel that if people like the content, they're going to do it anyway, right? How many people come to Twitch or come to YouTube and don't know that you could follow or subscribe someone? Probably not that many. So in that regard, but maybe you're right, Third Eye. I mean, that's a fair enough observation that I never do it. All right. And Prince Cuck cheered and says, Cuck joke deleted. Well, there you go. Cuck joke deleted. And I got 2 tips. Luther Cujo tipped me $1. He says, today's my birthday. Very excited for all the games you're going to start playing. On top of Dark Souls once again. Congrats on the nice tip earlier and also on getting a PS4 Pro. Well, I don't think it's here yet, but yeah. Some good stuff this week, that's for sure. And Jack Spartacus tipped $1. Says, Phil, would you ever replay Kingdom Hearts? Did you get the PS4 Pro? I don't know yet. I don't know about that. It's supposed to be coming today. As for replaying Kingdom Hearts, I doubt it. I don't think I would want to replay it. I did like the game, but I remember the end of the game really just being annoying as fuck. I just let the playthrough stand as they are, I think. And then, play the new one. I don't think I want to go back to that, okay? Alright, I think that's it. I think we're good. And then we can end the pre-stream. I want to say thank you to all of you for your contributions. Obviously, that very generous tip was very nice, but everyone, who cheered, subbed, or tipped today, thank you guys very much. Let's actually very quickly check subs to see if sub count has changed at all. They went down. Son of a bitch, subs went down by 1 overall. Well, not much you can do about that, right? Okay, here we go. Okay. The Prince Cook says, am I the only one who likes long pre-streams? It gives him an excuse to make food. As I'm a Taichu cheers, I might, but Scarface, again, I just bought Fable 1 and 2. Fable's a good franchise, the early ones. Fable 1 and 2 are actually pretty good. Fable 3 wasn't as good in my opinion, but I did like Fable 1 and 2. I think they're good games. And Sai's Vice cheered, he says, Roman Reigns now rules the universe. I guess so. He is the master of the universe. How exciting. Alright, that's it, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. And then we'll get started. Dark Souls 3, okay? Alright? Is that alright? Is okay? Is that alright? Is that alright? Is okay. Okay, here we go. Yes.